Heyo and welcome in today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel, as we draw slash paint this avocado here, an interesting graphic avocado. It's fun, interesting. It reminds me of something that an artist called Nialto. His kind of style in a way, a little bit different but similar. Kind of say, and you see a lot of this stuff out there at the moment. This kind of fun, creative, kind of cutesy art style here. Graphical, kind of flattish because it's not like very shaded. It uses some shades, but not very many. So I thought it would be an interesting image, something I don't really create or paint a lot of. I have in the past, and I do every now and again, I guess, but not like this per se. So I thought it'd be interesting to do a style like this as an avocado. It's quite interesting character. It's quite interesting way it's portrayed. And yeah, it was just a fun little drawing. Mostly testing kind of my accuracy, I guess, in this piece, in this 90-minute art challenge. Because usually with these 90-minute art challenges, I kind of have a goal in mind, or something I'm working on in mind that I want to work on. Rather than going in wanting to create the best piece in the world or anything like that, I just try and improve on a skill or achieve some sort of goal. This one improving on kind of my accuracy of how am I drawing it, how everything, because it's simplified, it's more simple than drawing from life or anything like that. You're just kind of copying what you see. What drawing from life is copying from you see, but it's already kind of been done in a kind of flatter form that you can really just kind of copy it in a way. So it's much easier just to copy it, rather than trying to figure out how the lighting situation is going and everything like that. It's already kind of there for you, and everything's in place, and I've used shapes to begin with. You see me, I use some shape tools, whether it was fill bucket, a marquee tool, make a circle of a marquee tool or something like that, and fill it. There's many ways to use shapes, but for this, it is helpful to use shapes because his seed that he's got there is a circle. And with some of these things, if they are kind of a little bit off, they can pull the whole image off, because the eye might look a little bit wonky, the seed might look a little bit wonky. It will pull all the other wonky bits you've got, and make them look wonky. But it can have the opposite effect as well. If you have one thing that's perfectly round and then everything else is kind of a little bit wonky, that perfectly round thing will pull everything that's wonky, make sure that that looks wonky basically. So you really want to try as accurate you can. So using shapes does help a lot, and that's what I did to begin with. I think I could have here kind of used it again to redraw it, but here you can see I've used a paintbrush. I've used the actual paintbrush to create a kind of solid circle, again, as I redraw it. Now notice that at this stage it was a bit wonky. My character, it wasn't long enough, so these little things I think I could deal with much better than a more sophisticated painting that I usually do, with this, because it's only one character, not much going on with the background and everything like that. focusing in on this one character, I could really push it and try to make it as perfect um, as I can. And my intention was to get to as close to the drawing as can, and then from there maybe add some textures, add something. Like it'll be interesting for him to have that avocado skin on the outside, so that rough kind of texture. I was heading that way, but I didn't actually have enough time to do that. I was surprised. I was like, oh, this is only going to take me maybe 45 minutes to kind of finish and get underway and everything like that. And then, yeah, I'll have like, 23 minutes to add something to it. But it actually took me the whole 90 minutes to create this, which was kind of surprising in a way, but it was because I was trying to get it as accurate as I could, and as close to the image as possible, as I possibly could, and that kind of was a good thing, because that kind of led me to create a good image in the end. Um, in my eyes, I think it could be a little bit more on the accurate side. Maybe in terms of colors is a little bit off as well. Um, just a tad, not exactly there, but not exactly wrong either. It's just a tad off. Like, I think looking at now, maybe a little bit more on the greener side, because it's a little bit yellower, the whole avocado there. Same with the darker green that he's got for his skin. It could be a little bit more greener, because it's a little bit kind of browny there. But this is something that you really have to kind of play around with a little bit more, like trying to get an accurate color. Um, so it can take a while, but if you've got something like a color layer where you can quickly change your color, so having this avocado kind of color on its own layer or something, it does really help to quickly change the colors and things like that. If you can make it so that you can quickly change these colors, you can get more time to play around with trying to get the color accuracy. But that wasn't important for this image. The colors, yeah, it's not the most important, but it's just something that to point out, something to think about, especially in moving forward in new creations I do and things like that. It does help to point these things out. So yeah, this has been a fun, interesting journey painting of this avocado. So hopefully you enjoy seeing me do the last little bits of this painting. And again, feel free to like, share, and subscribe this video, and support this channel. It's amazing having people out there watching these videos, learning from them as well. How to paint these things and how I paint them, my process. Talk to you about the process again. I've seen other videos. This is not a how-to. It's not like draw this, draw that, and you've got an avocado. But you can vaguely see what I've done and how I've done things, how many kind of layers I kind of use. I've drawn it over and over again a few times, and then from there I've broken it down to the layers. And when I've got a good kind of grasp on the image, that might take me up to 15 attempts to draw something sometimes only 2 or 3 times, and then I've got a good grasp that from there I can just refine it a little bit, and up to 10 layers or something. But when I've got a good grasp and a good kind of understanding and everything of the image, then from there I clean up my layers. As you can see, I've got a lot of layers here, but I do I've cleaned them up and with a 90-minute art challenge, it's not so important to clean up all your layers because, you know, you're not taking it any further. From there, usually, you know, for me, I'm not taking them any further. But if you want to take them further, you know, clean up your layers and everything does help. So this is what I achieved, and I do believe it does need, you know, a little bit of that cleanup with the kind of crisp shapes going on there. It needs a little bit more crisping up if I was to take it further. But other than that, yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Keep drawing, keep creating, and see you in the next video.